We get asked quite a bit about what camera gear and drones we use, how we edit our videos, how we shoot our videos. And it's been a while since I've done a video about that. It's been about a year. So I figured it's time for an update. People have been asking about it. Things have changed. So let's get into it. I want to preface this by saying we are not sponsored by DJI. We're not supported in any way by DJI. We don't get any discounts from DJI, and we have never been contacted by anybody in DJI marketing. The fact that all of this equipment is DJI equipment is by choice, and I'll explain the reasons why. And I have paid full retail for all of this stuff. Now, we stopped using GoPros a few years ago. We simply had too many issues. They would lose footage. They'd say they were recording. You'd see it. It'd be counting down. And you go to pull the footage off and that file just doesn't even exist. That happened a lot. They would have lockups that would require you to pull the battery out. They would overheat. There was issues with the apps. You couldn't actually see the video while you were recording it because of a patent issue that they were having. Just a lot of issues. The color of the footage, it didn't support log, so it was really hard to get it to match other footage. After one too many of these issues, we decided to look at the DJI action cams, and we've never looked back. We even prefer the way the stabilization is on the DJI stuff over the GoPros. Not that the GoPro stabilization is bad, because it's not. It's actually really, really good. There's just a difference in how the algorithms work, and we prefer, for our type of footage, how the DJI stabilization works. Okay, so one of our main cameras is the DJI Action 4. It features a 1/1/3 sensor, which provides great image quality, decent low light performance. It supports 10-bit D-Log-M color, which helps us make sure that all of our footage across all of our cameras looks the same. And you don't want to go from one camera to another and the footage just looks different. The fact that most of these all support 10-bit D-Log-M allows it to all look the same at the end of the day. It can shoot at 4K at 120 frames per second for some really smooth, slow motion footage, and it's waterproof down to 59 feet. Now, all we care about is it being splashed with mud or dropped, in some snow or something, but the fact that it's good for 59 feet is fantastic. And we typically get about 2 hours of recording on a battery, although it's generally plugged in. So if it's on top of the window or something, there's a wire coming into the Jeep powering it, so we never have to worry about battery. If it's on a handle and we're walking around, we have extra batteries, but we tend to, as soon as we bring it back in, we plug it back in so that we keep the batteries charged up. So Action 4, definitely been a good one. For the action cameras, we have a wide variety of mounts, and I couldn't even fit them all on the table. We have suction mounts, we have clamps, we have handles, we have magnetic mounts, you name it. We can mount the action cameras just about anywhere, any way. So if there's a shot that I want to get, there's a way that I can mount it to make that happen. Our other camera is the newer DJI Pocket 3. Absolutely love this camera. This is used mostly for our handheld footage. Has a 1-inch sensor. Can also shoot in 4K at 120 frames per second. It's not waterproof, but it has a 3-axis mechanical gimbal, which makes shooting certain types of shots really easy. It also has 10-bit D-Log-M and a wireless microphone. So the screen rotates here, so you have like a 2-inch screen to help you frame your shots. Active track, so it will track my face or an object, which can make it look like I have another camera person or someone running the camera when I'm shooting by myself, because I can walk around and the camera will follow me. Very, very cool. And the wireless mic. Now, We also have some older cameras that we use in certain situations. We have an Action 3 and the Action 2. The Action 3 I'll just tend to put in riskier places, I guess. You know, that I don't want to risk the Action 4 because it's my newer camera and we use it for everything. The Action 2, this thing is kind of cool. This can actually separate. So that's the whole size of the camera. So if I have some weird shot that I want to get that just requires an extra small camera somewhere, I still have the Action 2 available for that. So different cameras for different situations. You definitely don't need, you know, all these extras. One good action camera and the Pocket 3, and I am absolutely good to go. These do everything that I need them to do. I'm going to turn this guy off. Boom. Okay. Now, let's talk about drones. We have the original Mavic 3. This has a micro four thirds camera on it and a telephoto lens. We never use the telephoto. This is our cinematic drone. We use this for the slower, more dramatic flights, the establishing shots. It does automatic tracking of the vehicle. It has features like cruise control where I can just give it a direction and a speed and it'll just go, so I can get nice cross shots and things. Really handy automated features for doing certain types of shots. Now, the reason why we're still on the original Mavic 3, we just couldn't justify the cost of moving up to the Mavic 3 Pro or the Mavic 3 Cine, or, you know, there's newer versions of it, but for us, this does just great. Now, if someone from DJI watches this video and would like to hook us up with new products, we would definitely appreciate it. So email, very easily able to be found here. Now, along with the same great camera, well, along with the great camera, it does the same 10-bit D-Log-M. We not only use it for the typical drone shots, the high stuff, the God shots, those types of things. We also use it for drive-by shots, which would normally require hiking up the trail, setting up a camera, driving past it, hiking back to the camera to retrieve it, and then going back to the Jeep. Why do that when I can just fly to a position, get it set up, we do our drive-by, Katarina will be doing the driving, I'll get the shot, and then I can leapfrog and reposition it and do it again and again and again without stopping. Now, along those lines, I'm going to share a little story about that. When Katarina started doing the trails with me and helping to film the videos, I gave her a choice because I can't do both. She could learn to drive the Jeep or she could learn to fly the drone. Well, she chose to drive the Jeep. So I get stuck in the passenger seat while she gets all the fun of driving the trails. Probably a pretty fair trade-off there. For our faster action shots, the mountain diving shots, vehicle chasing shots, those types of things, the higher speed action stuff, we currently use the DJI Avata. Now, I love this little guy, and we have got some great footage with it. The downside is the camera sensor is pretty small, and it doesn't support 10-bit D-Log-M. So I have to do a little extra work on here to get the footage to look the same as the other ones. Now, there is the new DJI Avata 2 that recently came out, but my glasses prescription is so bad that I can't just use the goggles that came with the drone. So I ordered a set of custom lenses to be made, prescription lenses for those goggles. They should be here in a week or so. I'll take those to my local store, put them in the goggles, and if they work, then we will upgrade to the new Avata 2 because it has a bigger sensor, the same as the Action 4, supports the 10-bit D-Log, has longer flight times, has a lot of really cool new features that I think would help us make some pretty cool videos. But if not, well then we'll be sticking with the Avata 1 and I'll be out $100 for new lenses. But it's better than spending $1,200 on a drone that I can't use. So that's our cameras. But video alone is not good enough. You have to have good quality audio. Now the Pocket 3 comes with a DJI Mic 2 transmitter if you get the creator combo. So we always keep that set together. We also have a regular set of the DJI Mic 2, and that will work with the Action 4, or we can pair one of these with the Pocket 3 and have two mics doing it. Now, not only are they wireless lavalier mics, they also do 32-bit float internal recording, which just gives us a lot of flexibility when it comes to getting our audio to sound as good as possible. It's like high dynamic range audio. So we can take noise out easier. If someone was quiet, we can bump it up a little easier. If someone or something gets too loud, we can bring those levels down. So the 32-bit internal recording on the Mic 2, fantastic. Now, let's talk about editing for a bit. If you are just getting started with video editing, even though I don't personally use it myself, I've tried it, but I don't use it, I would recommend starting with the free version of CapCut. It is a fairly easy to use editor. It is packed with features. AI features, all kinds of cool stuff. It can do your YouTube videos, it can do your Instagram videos, your TikTok videos, any type of video format that you want. It is a great tool for it. The next level up from that is DaVinci Resolve. They have a free version, and that's pretty much all that anybody or most people would ever need, and it is the industry standard for color grading. You watch any major motion picture, it is probably graded with DaVinci Resolve. Now, I used the studio version. It was $300. I've been using it for 8 years now, I guess. I even became a certified DaVinci Resolve instructor at one point. So I've been using it for a long time. And since I've been using it pretty much exclusively for all this time, I just don't have any reason to change to something else. CapCut doesn't give me things that I don't have or that I can't do any other way. Now, I could do a whole series of tutorials on editing with DaVinci Resolve, which I actually used to do on my other channel called Filmmaker Central, but I've now devoted all my time to Trail Traveler. But doing video editing tutorials is way too off topic for this channel, and there are tons of great DaVinci Resolve tutorial channels out there, so I don't think I need to go over all that when there's plenty of resources out there for that. So that's going to wrap it up for this. I hope I answered all of your questions. If not, please use the comments below, ask away. We're happy to try and answer anything as best we can. Now, because a lot of people asked, we have started a new Patreon page. We're posting GPX files from our adventures, behind the scenes stuff, product preview information like this just in type things, whatever else we can think of as bonus content. So if you want that type of extra stuff, head over there and join the community, patreon.com/trailtraveler. Thanks for watching. From Katerina and myself, stay safe out there and get some good footage. We'll see you on the trails.